Hey, yo. Good evening. So, we're going to have a little bit of fun this evening. Yes, more Fatal Frame. This is going to be a bit more casual because we got some things to talk about today. We got some things, some new developments. And had a very intuitive conversation with a very good friend of mine about the topic of some advancements in the gaming and tech industry regarding DLSS 5 announcement today, which has been quite divisive, to say the least, after getting some more insight on that. So this is going to be a very fun night, and yeah, so let's talk about it real quick. But first and foremost, oh hey, I hate that it takes forever for chat to pop up on YouTube. Is there like a delay with that? First and foremost, I just want to make sure that my mic audio is also coming through. Hold on one second. Also, my OBS updated. I don't like how they... All right, so I had to update my OBS, and now my audio mixer is in a weird spot where I have to scroll from left to right to see my audio outputs as opposed from top to bottom. So, okay, now I can see everything. I don't like scrolling left to right. I like scrolling top to bottom when I'm seeing what I want to manage. OBS is so poppy sometimes. Yeah, it's... I mean, my OBS is now running better for sure, but this was kind of like... I don't know. Also, I got my new lighting for my camera. I got a ring light now, so people can see me better. Thank you. Just trying to get it centered. Yeah, so I needed to redo my camera perspective because originally it was way out there in front of me on top of my TV monitor and you could barely see me, and my mic was like in front of my face, obscuring like a third of my face. You couldn't see my expressions or let alone like my reactions to things. So having like the whole profile, my whole side profile and everything like that over here with the lighting, much better, and it's closer to me so you can actually see me. So I needed that. And this ring light is perfect right now. Like, I can even make it brighter. It doesn't need to be brighter, but it's better lighting. I needed better lighting in a dark room. So I got this off of Amazon for like 20 something bucks. But I'll demonstrate how bright this thing can get. You see how bright that is? Like I'm blinded now. I got to turn this down to the lowest setting. But I'm blind, like it's almost too damn bright. So yeah. Bright as all hell. So I'm going to turn this back down. That's at level 2, below that. Like, this is a step above the lowest setting, and even that's still pretty bright. Then of course you can change the color temperature as well. Color temperature 1, 2, and 3. I like this one the best. So yeah, this is perfect because it's not just like it's over here. It's not distracting and it's more ambient, and my window has light and that comes right through this direction. Yeah. I needed it. So I mean, at this point, excuse me, there isn't much more that I can do to enhance my setup to even make it better than this. I mean, this is pretty much ideal. So camera, got my monitor for my chat right here. I can see what I'm doing, and also I dialed in my mic quality a little bit better as well. So I was playing around with some settings on my mic quality, so hopefully I sound even better than before. So at that point, I'm good. So yeah, let's talk about it. DLSS 5. Yeah. Well, actually, real quick about the mic quality. I am looking into, and dare I even say this name because we're going to talk about them again in another few minutes, but NVIDIA has this broadcasting software that you can use that interfaces with OBS and other streaming software called RTX Voice, which can also be further used for noise cancellation. But I'll be completely honest with you, I don't think I even need to use it because when I dialed in my mic audio using Logitech G Hub and just having my microphone closer to me like this, and even then I think my mic is a little too close to my face and I still sound fine. You guys don't even hear my background noise anymore because I got it all dialed in. Like, my mic used to be like on the other side of my damn desk, like almost like 3 to 4 feet away from me, and it was too far, and that's why I was cutting out. Like, yeah, like mics are designed to be like right here, like within like 6 to 8 inches away from your face. So I don't think I've ever heard of it. I agree. Your mic quality is really smooth. Yep. Yeah, I do my research to see what I can do to dial everything in. So I got it dialed in. So it's I don't see it getting any better than this. I don't think it needs to be any better than this. So we're good. But yeah, NVIDIA has RTX Voice where you can interface it with like OBS, like I said, Discord, and it basically acts like a background noise cancellation. And I've seen people who've demoed it and it works really, really well. But I don't think I need it though, because I wanted a solution to be able to game without constantly having something in or over my ears. That way I can just hear my sound system and the ambience in my room and have my mic not pick up on it. And I think I got that down because, you know, for long as everyone was like, Shade, we can hear everything in the background, it's kind of loud. I'm like, yeah, okay, let me get this dialed in. So got the setup, got the arm, got everything else like that. So now everything is all crispy, smooth, and clean. So, but back to this. Yeah, back to NVIDIA announcing DLSS 5, and of course, this isn't helping the fact that the CEO even went on record saying that scarcity in this industry is a good thing, and everyone was looking at him like it's not, bro, because all these AI data centers and the memory shortages aren't helping. So you got to stop looking at the market as nothing more than just numbers. But I get it. Your goal as a company is to make money, right? But you're not going to make money if you're alienating the majority of your consumer base that you need to rely on to stay afloat. So I think here's the sinister plot. Because almost every CEO of most of these companies have came out and said a lot of out of touch and tone deaf things, and just, you know, typical on brand corporate speak. You know, Facebook, Meta, NVIDIA, You know, even the fast food industry as well. You know, McDonald's is getting memed all over the place, and now every other fast food chain wanted to one up the competition. I'm like, all y'all bought into the same stakes here. It's the illusion of competition, when in reality these guys make enough money to where if their companies go under, it doesn't matter. They got what they need for the rest of their lives. So I really think this plot is kind of sinister here. I mean, you know, for the longest they were talking about, or there was speculation from amongst the people, and a lot of people who were just kind of like conspiracy theorists and just kind of like a little bit worried that, you know, they were trying to get rid of the middle class. But now with the way things have been going, most of what people can afford comfortably is going to come down to those that have disposable income nowadays. Like, if you want to buy quality food or housing or anything for that matter, you better hope you make over a certain dollar amount per year, because it's like, yeah, it feels like they're trying to get rid of the middle class, and most of their profits are going to be made by those that have disposable income, and they're just going to stay afloat off of that for however long they can care to. It's sinister. I don't want to get into like the real dark shit, but we all got to live this life and deal with the consequences of other people's actions here, for better or worse. So it's something that should be talked about because it's affecting everybody, you know? Yeah, for sure. The median pay doesn't cut anymore, especially in tech. Oh, absolutely. Tech and cost of living in general. You know, even for me to be able to afford to even do what I'm doing right now, or people who are trying to get into this like I did, how long before people, you know, get priced out of being able to, you know, be able to afford a PC to be able to build a stream, proper lighting and a camera, a monitor, you know? How long before people get priced out of that, you know? And everything is all interconnected. So if one thing goes, then everything else that supplements that has to pick up the slack until that can't support it anymore. It's crazy because this didn't have to happen, and we let it happen. You know, convenience has a cost. We've had the convenience for a very long time. Now the cost is starting to catch up with us, and we kind of let this happen. You know, we really did. And we got to try to figure something out. And the thing is that, you know, we've recovered from things in the past. We're resilient as people. Or at least, like, I like to think that we are, you know, just to come together as a collective and think critically and make better decisions that enhance everybody's livelihoods, not just select people, you know. So, but right now, what's going on in the corporate world, entertainment, music, media, all that stuff, very concerning stuff, to say the least. And I'm very worried that we won't be able to come together as people to be able to figure out where we draw the line of what's acceptable ethically with all this AI talk going around, you know? Because, I mean, even you and I have had very passionate conversations over AI being used in the music industry now. The fact that AI artists, and I'm getting sick and tired of seeing it. And you got to keep that same energy with everything now, because we're all passionate about the music that we listen to, right? And whenever I'm on TikTok, I'm hearing something, and I see a lot of anime videos that use music as their background. And then I click on the verified artist and I see the name, and excuse me, I'm like, oh, hell no. Then I go into the comment section, and then also bearing in mind, yes, there are real people that are defending this, but at the same time, bot comments are also a thing too. Bot accounts are also a thing. To leave fake comments, to manipulate the algorithm, to push this bullshit even further into social media, and then, you know, the average person who ain't going to take time out of their day to verify what they see or what they're even, let alone even hearing as far as music, will be like, oh, this sounds really good. I might have to find them on Spotify. Oh, it's not a real artist. And then it's like a 50-50 split. It's either you disregard it because now you found out that it's AI, that one person just put a bunch of popular songs through a algorithm and just say, hey, take the shit that I pump into this program and then make a hybrid of it. And then we're going to call it our own thing. That's not inspiration. That's quite literally stealing someone else's work and calling it your own. And we've talked about this. So my feelings are the same as yours. Let's see. The way I see it is companies are far too invested in AI at this point to where they need to incorporate it into everything they do to justify the money they put into it. Facts. They wrote a literal monetary check that their asses couldn't cash on this, and now they have to try to recoup the inevitable loss that this is going to cause for them. Because instead of moderate integration or slow integration, they're like, no, this is the future. Let's go all in on this shit and see what happens. Like, you don't take big gambles like that. And this is why I always say the people who have control over a lot of this money continue to demonstrate why they don't need to have all that money. Just because you have it doesn't mean that you need to have it. You know, even if you have the luxury of being able to pay someone to be your financial advisor, because let's be honest, most people nowadays are stupid when it comes to money or even basic level finances. And that's a whole other conversation in and of itself. You know, a lot of people today just suck at managing money. And that just comes down to what you learn in school, which they ain't teaching that. Like financial literacy should be a requirement, like a graduation requirement in high school. You know, like, how well do you manage your money? Because you need that shit to live. You know, maybe I'm making too much sense here. You know, managing credit, a bank account. Credit is a big one. No one is taught really how to use and manage credit. You just figure that shit out and hope you have the common sense to deduce that whatever balance you have on a credit card is not real money. And so many people go into debt because they don't know how to manage credit properly. And no one is taught these things. That's the scary part. People aren't going to really come together on the issues until, in my opinion, the AI bubble pops, which feels inevitable at this point. It's going to pop. You see, and this is kind of getting back to the conversation of convenience, right? No one's really going to complain as long as it continues to provide a form of convenience to them without them looking ahead and saying this could turn into a eventual problem. Because remember what I said earlier in this conversation, convenience has served us for the better part of, well, things didn't really start getting more convenient until, like, you know, the 80s and 90s, and then it just kind of just built up momentum from that point on, and then convenience really hit us in like the early 2000s, and no one really questioned it. So the convenience has served us for the better part of 30 to 40 or so years. But then it started to snowball where now we have to recoup the cost of what that convenience gave us, and we didn't have a contingency for that. Everything in life has a cost and a snowball effect. And everything in life requires maintenance. You have to maintain what you built. It's not just a fully autonomous thing, you know? And if I'm wrong about some aspects of that, you know, I'm always ready to be wrong. I don't like to be right about bad shit that happens out here in the world, but so far it seems like I'm batting for 1,000 at this rate with what I've been seeing, and, you know, everything like that that's just been going on in the world and in life just in the last 5 years alone. But no one is going to see the problem as long as it continues to convenience their way of life. So the question remains of, well, if it's conveniencing me, why would I bother to implement a form of contingency for it if nothing bad has happened yet? And that's where I think we get it wrong. I think we're just really bad at future proofing. You know, because things expire, things break, things become outdated. You know, you always have to have a plan to progress and move forward, but to have progress, it has to make sense in the grand scheme of things for everybody, not just for a select few, you know, and everything needs to go through a testing and a trial period, you know. But AI so far has been so excuse me, so divisive lately. It really has been divisive. Because on one hand, you know, we see a lot of the AI slop that people put out there, which is just meant to be funny and memes, which is that's funny. That's, you know, but then the moment you start implementing it into your creative process and start selling it to people as a product is when it starts to get a little bit shaky, you know. And that is segueing into the topic of upscaling technology that has been used in games for over a decade or so now. And what we were talking about earlier is you and I came from a time in the very beginning when PC gaming really started taking off in the early 2000s. Like once like Steam and Valve really hit the market and hit the ground running with PC gaming, it was just a case of, all right, here are the system requirements for what you need to run the game. The better your hardware, the better your performance. No upscaling, no nothing. Just buy better hardware and you'll run the game as intended or even better than intended. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? It was a simpler time back then. Yeah, lighting enhancing. Exactly. And because I took a look back at the side-by-side comparisons of DLSS 5, right? And I'm like, wait. At first you had me fooled, but then like looking at the detail on a character's face when lighting hits your face from a certain angle. Hell, you could even use me as an example because of what I got going on over here, right? If my eye would stop itching. I'm sorry to do this to you. I had a nice little nap earlier and I'm still trying to get the yeah. Sorry. We could use me as an example right now of how I'm appearing on camera. Changing the intensity of the light or the detail or like light doesn't add features to your face. It just makes them more clear. That's how light works. Light will try to illuminate everything that it touches and cast a shadow where it can't. It doesn't add details like I'm not just going to just start growing beauty marks on my face because the lighting is better. It's either it was always there as a detail on my face or it wasn't. But adding light only shows what was hidden as far as features on my face. It doesn't add more texture to my nostrils and to my beard and my glasses and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. So I looked at that and took it at face value. It's like, oh, okay, better lighting really does. But then I'm like, no, because her lips look different. Like it doesn't change the shape of anything. You know? So yeah, it's by all accounts a real-time AI pass-through filter that is, by all accounts, adding details to pre-existing geometry, not enhancing what's there. You know? So I was wrong to be cautiously optimistic over the fact that, oh, okay, if that's what lighting really did, that's impressive shit. But then I'm like in the grand scheme of things, right? And I'm glad that they used a facial screenshot side by side, because the first thing that you look at is the details in a character's or a person's face. When you speak to somebody, you're looking at someone's eyes and you're mapping out the details of their face to remember who they are and also to form a connection with that person. That's just how we are socially. You know, the lighting, the ambient lighting doesn't add features to what's already there as a fully formed physical object. It just shows you what details may have been missed that were already there. You know, I like how the first example of DLS 5 is works turn Grace into a generic give me a picture of a white woman prompt. Exactly. Like for example, Grace's photo in the very beginning of the game, like the standard in-game render with no DLSS 5 turned on, her face looks the way that it was intended with whatever ray trace lighting that they already had, path trace, etc. But then DLSS 5, her lips look like they added more color and more depth and more detail to her lips. I'm looking at her mouth and I'm like, lighting doesn't change that all that much. It looked like she had a light coating of lip gloss on that made her lips were more pink on her face. You know, and the added extra details to her nose and everything else like that is like, oh, it's this better light. I'm like, light doesn't behave like that, bro. That's not what light does. You know, if I change the lighting intensity on my ring light, that doesn't automatically start changing the color depth of and the tessellation effect on what is on my lips, face, beard, and nose and ears and all that. That's exactly. So, and even with DLSS upscaling, right? DLSS upscaling takes the image and makes it look a lot cleaner, but in reality, you're rendering the game at a lower resolution than what's native, you know? And I don't even remember if there was a mixed bag on DLSS and FSR when that first got introduced because, excuse me, I don't know. I want to know your take on full rasterization, a fully rasterized native image versus DLSS upscaling. And I still kind of sit in the camp of I would rather have a native image on my monitor as opposed to an AI upscaled image if I can manage it. You know what I'm saying? Because we were running games natively on PC up until 10, maybe 12 years ago. Right. And that comes down to two things: sharpness and level of detail. Sharpness and level of detail. And that came down to how crisp your monitor was. So in reality, the in-game quality wasn't really the issue. It really came down to the quality of your monitor. You know, if you had an old monitor but a new game, it's not going to look as good on, say, like, you know, you have LCD, LED, and OLED, and now hybrid displays. You know, sometimes upgrading your monitor will make a game look vastly better as opposed to adding in software-based solutions to trick your brain into thinking that this will always look better than a natively rendered image, because simply speaking, the problem has never been the hardware these days. Our hardware has a low failure rate in the PC market. Like PC hardware, motherboards, GPUs, CPUs, RAM, power supplies are all pretty well made. And I have yet to have any issues. You know, our hardware is pretty sturdy in the PC market. And powerful. But, oh, you know what? And I could have brought this up earlier in the conversation, because you and I both watched Jay's 2 cents, and he said something so pivotal. And I would love to find that video again that he made. And I'll have to do some digging. And if you find it, let me know. But if you saw his video where he says something so pivotal, and I'm like, why is he the only one talking about this shit? And here's what he said. He said, the problem is not the hardware. The problem are devs developing these games for hardware that has yet to hit the market. And I'm like, wow, very good point. Because here's the thing. Yes, your game is going to run like ass if it is released in a market that's not ready for it yet, when the hardware is not even caught up to the software that you're coding it for. So I think we're in a place now where we're developing, like, our software is meant for hardware that's supposed to come out in the next 3 to 5 years. But then smart devs develop for what's on the market, and then they scale upward for newer hardware later on down the road. That's the smart thing to do. It's called a upgrade, right? Because you don't know what the market's going to look like in the next 3 to 5 years when they drop the next lineup of graphics cards, CPUs, memory, motherboards, etc. And we don't talk about that as much. Like matter of fact, the biggest point of contention right now that we keep hearing about is Unreal Engine 5. How well Unreal Engine 5 is optimized, right? So I'll say this. Unreal Engine 5 is an impressive engine that was not ready to be released for the current market that we're in right now for hardware, because even 4090s and 5090s struggle to hit reasonable performance metrics in a lot of these games nowadays, running it even natively or even with upscaling on UE5. UE5 should have dropped in conjunction with the hardware that was meant to run it, that it was properly tested on. You know, like I'd be ready. Like I was just, people, like, more people need to talk about this. It's like, devs, stop developing for what's not out yet. Just scale upward to when the hardware does come out. But you're alienating most of your audience that can barely run the shit at even 60 FPS at 1080p or 1440 with moderate settings. You know what I'm saying? It's smart, especially for times like right now with the cost of even buying a single PC component. Yeah, facts. These AI, and touching on that, these AI data centers is basically scalping without reselling it at an inflated cost back to the market. They scalped all the memory. All the memory got scalped. The only difference between that and actual scalping is that they bought everything for their own personal use as opposed to reselling it back to, the consumers for 1.5 times more of the cost of what it was when it came right from the manufacturer or some retailer that was getting a cut of the profit for selling it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that was a problem in and of itself. So they effectively kind of halfway caused a monopoly on this shit. This is what a monopoly can do. Because now no one can buy anything hardware related for a reasonable cost. Your TVs, your smartphones, your fridges, cars, even cars that use semiconductors and motherboards and computers. Yeah, this is, dude, what the fuck did y'all do? and why did we let it even happen? My God. We really screwed the pooch on this one. We really did. But DLSS 5, very divisive. If I had it my way, because I'm an OG PC gamer, where I came from a time where, well, you and I came from a time where we didn't have to really worry about this, AI and DLSS and upscaling and everything else to enhance an image. It was, if you were a good 3D artist and a coder, you would pretty much render everything in-house and not have to worry about, AI assistance to help enhance what you were, currently doing to cut corners. You just had to buy you just made sure you had the hardware to run what you needed to run once it hit the market. Or if you couldn't, then you would save up money to where you eventually could. But at the end of the day, I'll say it again, good devs develop for the hardware that is out for most people that can afford it at a median income. Because, Sin, you and I are kind of outside of the norm of PC gamers because we both have high-end systems. You know, you and I have similar rigs with how our specs are. Where the hell was that? Oh, that was the game. We're well above spec in most of the games that we run on PC nowadays. Most people nowadays have what, like, you know, still have like 20 series cards, if that, 3070s, 3060s, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They come in to snatch me. If they were to come to snatch me, I couldn't do shit about it, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, the average person nowadays either has a low to mid-range 30 or 40 series card. 4060, 4070, 4070 Ti, you know, 3070, 3080. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. People who have graphics cards and GPUs that fall within the $300 to maybe $500 to $600 or $700 range. My GPU, I have a 4080, costs like $1,300 to $1,400, and I got it used. I think your card is similar, but I think you have a slightly better CPU than me because I have a 7800 X3D. I went from a 5800 X3D to a 7800 X3D when I converted to AM5 last year, but still have the same 4080 GPU. And then also I just got a new 1000-watt power supply. And the transition from AM4 to AM5 was like easy. It was probably one of the easiest things I've ever done. Way smoother than Intel, I will say that. You know? But we're outside of the norm. And even then, we still get games that struggle to run on the specs that we have as gamers. That's pretty bad. Having 16 gigs of VRAM on a high-end spec system, and even 4090s and 5090s are even struggling. And don't even get me started with the fact that the 90 series, well, the 4090 series, the 5090 series, the inflated cost of getting a 5090 is astronomical. Those cards were $2,000. How in the hell did those cards inflate to being $5,000 to $6,000 for those cards because of the memory shortages that were our fault? They didn't even cost so much when we were in the middle of a semiconductor shortage. We had a we had a semiconductor shortage that didn't hit us nowhere near as hard as this memory buyout. So you mean to tell me that having a shortage of silicon, and don't get it twisted, the semiconductor shortage of silicon was a problem, but then buying out all the resources that we already had pre-made from 3 manufacturers, and who and I can't remember the name, but I know Micron was one, I think. And who were the other 2 manufacturers of our memory? And two of them pulled out of the market, the consumer market now, for this AI bullshit. I forgot who they were. 1 or 2 of them are based in South Korea, because we get a lot of our memory manufactured from Korea. We got a lot of shit from Korea, actually. But we had a semiconductor shortage like 2-3 years ago, and getting SK Hynix and yes, SK Hynix and Samsung. Yup, because I have a Samsung NVMe sitting right in my PC right now. I got a Samsung 2TB NVMe sitting right in my PC. I don't even want to know how much that goes for on the market right now for the same hard drive that I have. It's insane. I swear by Samsung NVMe's. I was thinking about getting another one, but now I might have to wait. I paid maybe less than half for that. Holy wow. We let this happen, people. We proud of this shit? $399.95. Oh my God. See why we can't enjoy things anymore? Because this is what we do, because we're greedy. And we let people be greedy. And now everyone's having a bad time. Like, we can't even have fun anymore to even, you know, casually enjoy our hobbies, you know? Well, I don't know. I got nothing at this point. I got nothing. I just hope it gets better. I hope things equalize, and I hope that we learn from this mistake. Granted, if we can even recover from this. Because I am very realistic with the fact that things could always be better, but things could also be worse at the same time, you know? Nothing happens at random just for the sake of it happening. It's because everything is a cause and effect. Excuse me. Everything is a cause and effect. Everything that we built in our lives is the result of cause and effect and proper preparation and future proofing. So we can't sit here and ask, well, how did it happen? We know how. The question is, why did it have to happen? And then how do we fix it if you're going to ask the how? If you're going to ever ask the how, it's how do we fix it? Why did it happen? How do we fix it? And then how do we prevent it from happening again in the future? Dude, a Western Digital 1TB NVMe is $183.99. What? Them joints used to be like $80, maybe $90 for one of those. Nah. Close to $200. Yeah, close to $200 for a 1TB. I paid close to that for two. And a faster read-write speed with my Samsung. Matter of fact, I would love to tell you how much I paid for my 2TB Samsung. I don't even think I even paid that much because I got it on a cyber sale one day. What the hell is going on, man? Things weren't that expensive when we were in the semiconductor shortage. Yeah, I paid about, yeah, that sounds to be around the ballpark that I paid for my NVMe. You know? Because I'll be honest, Black Friday deals and pre-Black Friday deals are decent, but if you can catch like a good one-day sale or like a weekend sale out of the year randomly, you're always going to get a better deal than the shit that you see on holidays. Not saying don't buy anything on the holidays, but let's be honest. What tends to be better? Random pop-up sales that you happen to catch one day because you got alerted on your phone, or the fact that you know you're going to make your profit at the end of the year in the holiday season when people are going to start buying the most shit. Usually it's going to be your one-day sales. Things come at a better cost when it's at a time of the year when people know they don't need shit because there's no rush to buy it. That's the best time to buy stuff. I would even say don't really even wait till the holidays to buy certain things, because that's when they're banking to make most of their profit. I can tell you right now, most of the best deals that I've ever gotten were because they had random pop-up sales on like a Friday or a Saturday. You know, that's just me. When you know how to shop, shopping becomes a strategy, a fun little strategy of wait and watch. And then pull the trigger because you know you're not going to get a better opportunity for a while until, you know, it pops up randomly again. It's like catching a rare Pokemon, you know, at the end of the day. I snag you. All right. I'm going to need you to stop copying my swag because I have a Lian Li case with Lian Li fans in my case. We just copying each other's swag. Lian Li is the shit. My case has some of the best airflow that I could ever have. My temps are so low. Stealing my swag. The audacity. Lian Li is great. I'm so glad that I had this Lian Li case. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like the airflow has been awesome. And then I have an Arctic Freezer, Arctic Cool, AIO, which has been awesome. I don't think I could ever go back to air cooling now that I have an AIO in my system. Lian Li is the shit, and all my fans are Lian Li, all of them. I don't even think I even showed you my updated build. Hold on, I can take a picture of this shit right now. I'll just send it to you. Hold on a second. Because you haven't seen my new build since I last updated it in the last few months. But I think I still got a picture of it lying around somewhere. Or I thought I... Oh, nope. Here it is. That's it. Stop talking to me, because yes, I do. Stop talking to me. I do. And I got it in black. I got it in black to fit the aesthetic. Yeah. Oh God. God damn it, Sin. I mean, we're both techies, so we're both techies, so we all buy the good shit. We buy all the good shit. We know what's good. Now, I will say this: the only fans that are better than Lian Li right now, but the only reason why I don't have them because they're fuck ugly, is Noctua. Noctua makes some awesome fans. But God, I hate their visual aesthetic. Like that brown, 90s-esque beige, like first build on Windows 95. I hate it. I'm like, y'all make great fans, Noctua. But y'all shit is ugly. I'm sorry. Like, unless you're going for like a 90s visual aesthetic, brown and beige, cool, it works in some builds, but them fans just don't. Yeah, it's, I don't know. But yeah, that's the Lian Li case, and the Lian Li everything in that case is Lian Li for the case and the airflow, courtesy of Micro Center. And a 3-fan Arctic cooler. Well, actually, I'll even show you the cooler that I got, because I know it's in my Amazon history, and then we can get into some ghost hunting. But I just wanted to just get that conversation off the table with DLSS S5. Yeah. I'm going to send you this. If this is the AIO that you have, that's crazy. So this is the AIO that I have. That's what I have. Lian Li has been on the upswing. I could have got even better Lian Li case. It was just slightly outside of my so you have the same damn thing. All right, I'm gonna need you to see yourself out. All right, because why are we twinning with our PC build right now? The only difference is that your CPU is better than mine. And I have G-Skill Trident DDR5 RAM as well in black. What? Hold on a minute. You're making me upset. Wait. Hold on a minute. You mean to tell me? Hold on. I think you're starting to troll me now. Hold on. So, oh, I have it in. I'm dumb. I got it in white too. No, don't do that to me. Hold on a minute. What did you just send me? What the fuck? I was getting ready to send that to you. No, stop. Stop. I have the same shit. I got, when I went to AM5, I got all that to get, oh my God. The only difference is that we have different CPUs, but they're both on AMD. Oh my God, yo. Talk about if having similar taste was a person. Yeah, we all like the same shit. That's crazy. I was getting ready to send you that link too. I had it pulled up and everything, and that's the exact memory that I have. I got 32 gigs of that shit just sitting there. Oh my God. That's insane. So for the most part, we have the same build. Minus the CPU. That's hilarious. And you know what's crazy? I bought all that off the strength because I just knew it was good quality for the cost. Because I do my research on I do my research on everything. So like, if I had the money to afford to be able to build PCs for other people, I would be doing it because we know the same shit, you know. And by all accounts, I should know these things because I went to school for this. God damn it. That's funny as hell. Trying to make sure that these ghosts ain't behind these damn doors, man. Cause it's fun. It's so fun. It's easy to get certified, and it opens a lot of versatility for you later on down the road. Like if I were to get a side job at Micro Center doing that, I definitely would, and I'll be the guy behind the counter diagnosing and troubleshooting, you know, PCs and doing builds for people and shit like that. No, I can't go that way. And being PC Pro certified, I don't think that ever expires. I think that stays with you, unlike other certifications for like networking and things like that. Okay, I don't remember the 1000 watt that I have. I know it's not okay, so I know it's not a plat. Actually, you know what? I can find out right now. It's a 1000 watt power supply. I don't think I think it's gold. It's not plat. I got it right up here in the box. Hold on a second. I'll find out. can I ask you something? Is it is it a be quiet, by the way? It better not be a be quiet, because this is what I got. This is new. This is new. And it is. It's a be quiet. It's a be quiet. Okay. All right. Well, yours is platinum. Mine is gold. But close enough. You're still a copycat, though. Mine is gold. It's not platinum. Yeah. So, yeah. It's a be quiet. Be quiet. 1,000 watt. That's fucking hilarious. I can't. Oh my god. That is too funny. And it's crazy because out of all the hardware configurations that we could possibly have, how the hell are our builds damn near identical? That's literally... Wow. I got nothing more to say to you. Outside of the fact that you got good taste. We got good taste. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. The only difference, the only stark difference between our builds is the fact that we have different CPUs. But the thing is too is that our CPUs are better at doing different jobs respectively. Off the fact that like I couldn't use my 7800 X3D has the 3D V cache that's more designed for gaming. Yours is still awesome for gaming, but you have the versatility of also the fact that if you wanted to do like 3D art or anything else like that, yours can handle more workload than mine for like development and other things like that. Mine is more for the gaming perspective, even though they're both amazing for gaming in general. Yeah. So yours is better at rendering. So like if you were to like go and like say like Blender or anything like that, yours is built for that. Mine is not. Mine is not for development or any kind of like hefty workload. It's just for like allocating resources for programs that run in gaming and things like that. For like 3D V caches, having all that 3D V cache is awesome. So it's built for that, you know. But they're both still phenomenal CPUs for gaming. I don't think I would ever switch back to Intel, honestly. Oh, that also brings up the point. I know we have different motherboards too, because my motherboard was gifted to me, so I don't think we have the same motherboard. Mine is an MSI that a friend of mine gave to me as a gift. That was just AM5 ready out of the box. So I think we have different motherboards. Yours, I would even argue that your motherboard is probably newer than mine. Yeah, I mean, cause we just know what the good quality stuff is. I mean, cause here's the thing. There's a difference between buying what's popular and buying what's good, and we know how to differentiate that stuff. Arguably, though, you've built more PCs than I have over the years, because I just simply don't have the funding to do it as much as I would like to. But if I did, I would definitely have a lot more builds under my belt than what I do now. But if you were to give me a PC to build for somebody, easy squeezy lemon peasy. It just comes down to money for me. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. That's really the only factor.
You're warm.
Now I'm trying to figure out how to get the hell out of this building. Did I get lost? No. Follow me, sister. Yeah, if I had, well, I'm getting a solid pay bump when my role transitions in like the next month or so. So I'll be making a bit more per hour on top of the raise that I got. So I'll have a bit more money to spend on upgrades and other things like that over time. Or yeah, Aces are, yeah, no, mine is full-blown MSI. Yeah, I have full-blown MSI. That's what I'm rocking with. And I'll even say this: as much as I love MSI, my hot take is this: I think Asus is a bit better. I would actually go full-blown Asus because I had Asus and I swore by Asus for a long time. So I'll be honest with you, Asus is a little bit better than MSI, but I got mostly MSI shit in my PC. It just came down to personal preference for me. But if I were to switch up the build, yeah, I would go back to Asus because I had Asus back when I was on Intel and I never had an issue.
We're connected.
Asus makes good GPUs too. Now, one brand that I don't really have a whole lot of experience with is ASRock or ASRock or however you want to say it. I say ASRock personally, but I don't know too much about how well or how good ASRock is. I think people say that it's decent. And Gigabyte, I just don't touch anything Gigabyte related at all. That's what I figured. I figured as much. Okay. Gigabyte, I don't really go anything near Gigabyte. Excuse me. How do you feel about their GPUs though? Because I think a buddy of mine had a Gigabyte GPU. No, he did have a Gigabyte GPU. And I guess he kind of got unlucky because it kind of shit the bed on him one day. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Gigabyte GPU and it shit the bed. It literally shit the bed on him. And I think he ended up going MSI like I did at one point. Facts. Same thing with the Intel Arc cards. You see, Intel Arc, they're not bad cards. They're just behind in terms of technology compared to AMD and Nvidia. Now, what I'm keeping up with, and now because of Nvidia's track record with all the shit that they've been doing, I don't really know how to feel about them eventually talking about that they're trying to get into the CPU market. I don't know how to really feel about that. They could do it if they want to. They have the means to do so. Question is, wait, hold on. What is that over here? Alrighty. Pilot diary and done. Yeah, how do you feel about Nvidia's talks about eventually getting into the CPU market, which I think they should have did that sooner rather than later. That's just my thing. That's my take on it.
Also performs the ritual.
Oh shit.
The older one,
Oh, startled me.
her little sister.
You're going to turn hostile in like 2 seconds, aren't you? Oh, no, you're not. Okay. I was wrong. Oh, there we go. Hostile. Hostility. Get out of here, bro. All right, what did you say? I think it's doable for them, but not right out of the gate. They're going to have to build a lot of trust with people since they're really only known for their GPUs. They also got to build up a lot of trust because of just the way that they've been going about marketing and, you know, their CEO kind of having a open mouth insert foot moment a lot more often than he should. Because my dude just be yapping a good amount of the time. Having AI ran warehouses and robots as opposed to having actual people, then also AI learning AI learning tech support. People want to talk to real people on the phone to fix their problems. They don't want to talk to a robot. Well, if you look at it, it almost seems like a money grab versus actually wanting to help the PC economy. That's exactly what it is. It's always under the guise of, oh, well, I mean, we're doing it for everyone else's best interest. But then at the same time, it's just like, well, you also wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't benefiting you in some way, shape, or form either. So can you really sit here and say that as a company nowadays? You know? As I always say, trust but verify. You know damn well they wouldn't be offering lower prices. They're going to also take advantage of the shortage. Oh, absolutely. He came out and literally said that this level of scarcity is a good thing. Like, yeah, for you, my dude. It's good for you. When you basically have a I'm surprised they even let these companies get away with that. You know, buying a surplus of there should have been things in place to prevent these companies from buying out all that stock like that. And the fact that there was no preventative measure to stop them from doing so. That's just my personal take on that. Yeah, like everything has a motherboard, memory, CPU. Most household appliances today have all that stuff in them. Fridges, microwaves, ovens, dishwashers, toasters now. Yeah, it's just like how did we get to a point to where no one thought that let's not let these companies buy all this stock and all these products? with the risk of them literally monopolizing the market. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a contingency in place to be like, that's a mistake. Wait, am I? Oh, we got a 2-for-1 special here. Hold on, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, bro. We got ourselves a 2-for-1 special, brother. That was a twofer. Easy money. Oh, and I do so much damage now because I have all these upgrades in my camera as well. I've kind of been no life in Fatal Frame. So if it wasn't evident enough that I really like this game, I think I like this game a lot. I've already beat it once. I'm going for a second playthrough as we speak. We also need smaller companies to enter the game and not let it be dominated by 3 major corporations. Oh, facts. We don't have enough market diversity. We don't have enough market diversity. That is a problem. That is 100% a problem. Same thing with software, digital distribution. Like Sin, Tencent has too much power in digital distribution right now. Global distribution of media mostly comes from Tencent, based out of China. That's kind of a problem, if you see where I'm going with this. Damn, Shorty, what happened to your neck? Nope, stop that. I missed? She's trying to give me a hug. Go ahead, do it again. Oh shit, okay. Damn, what happened to your neck? Why your neck contorted like that? Oh, she's going for my sister. Yo, she's freaking me out, bro. Get off her. Oh, and now you're enraging. Like that makes a difference somehow. Suppress that. I know it hurt. She likes my sister like a lot. Stop. Sayonara. No, it's a huge problem that's not talked about enough. Yeah, like Tencent has too much access to media and digital distribution. Like the fact that they have a say in a lot of that right now. And I already know that that's going to be a problem long term.
We're connected.
Yeah, we're going this way. But before I follow you this way, I want to buy some things. Transcendent beads, man. All right, so now I can hold even more film. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's been an interesting chain of events that led up to this point where people are excuse me, people aren't questioning enough why all this is going on and how we even let it get to this point. You know what I mean? It's a classic case of it's not a problem until it stops benefiting you or until it stops conveniencing you, you know? Absolutely. It's human nature. What the hell? Oh, you're right there. Hello. Yeah, we've seen all these. Tell them that it's human nature. We're all human nature. Don't judge my human nature. How dareth thee judge my human nature? All right, you're going that way, but I want to go this way. Okay. Oh, ghosty. Oh my god. It's the Grudge. Get away from me. Now that is what we call taking a shot in the dark. Okay, I'll stop now. I'll stop now. Oh, it's the ground lady. I can barely see you. Now hold on, let me explain. There's a perfectly logical reason as to why I said that shit, okay? It's very dark in here, I can't see anything. Wait, where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, you try to fall on me. I'm about to order nuggets because I didn't eat earlier and nothing else is open right now. Do it. I want nuggets, but I can't have them right now. Are they McDonald's nuggets or are they Wendy's nuggets? Wait, I can't do anything until... Hold on a minute. Is it in here? Girl hiding from Wraith. Hello. Probably McDonald's. Okay. You gotta switch it up. You gotta trade one poison for another.
It won't open.
So funny enough, I was waiting to tell you guys this story and I never got around to it. But I had my first foray back into McDonald's within like the last 2 weeks, and I didn't tell y'all about it. All right. So I'll tell you what I did in a second. But yeah, I had McDonald's for the first time in like God, like years. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had it legitimately. Yeah. Yeah, and you want to know what I had, because I just had to try it just to see. Just number one, for the meme, number two, to verify if it was actually like solid based off of reviews. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, yeah, it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I went ahead and yeah, I got the product. I tried the product. I had a big arch. It was all right. It was all right. Would I get it again? No. Yeah, I had the burger made from human byproduct, human meat byproduct. You know, because apparently they ain't using cows anymore. But yeah, I had the big arch. I tried it. And with all that still being said, I still prefer Wendy's. I hate that she can make the room dark like that. Stop it. Like that. Have another one. Yeah. How did that feel? That's probably the best photo op you ever had in your entire life. Dude, I got a regular hamburger, like what they get in the Happy Meal the other day, and it was the driest burger I had in a long time. I couldn't eat it. Yeah. Was it like just a regular quarter pounder, pretty much? Or as they say in France, did you get a royale with cheese, as they call it in France, because of the metric system? And if you know what movie reference that's from, you're effectively old like me. So just accept it, because I already have. Oh, okay. You should have got a royale with cheese. Wendy's has always just made a consistently good burger. Now, I may be tempted to try the new Whopper, because people said the new Whopper is still solid. Pulp Fiction is like, and the thing is this, I don't even like Quentin Tarantino as a person, because he's kind of he's kind of a dick. You know what I'm saying? And any movie that he's in, he kind of plays himself, and he knows it. But at least, I mean, I got to give the man credit that he leans into it, because that's just how he is. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't act when he's in his own movies. He's being himself. But I can't sit here and say that he hasn't made banger movies. Like the Kill Bill movies were fire, Pulp Fiction, and Inglourious Bastards. You know, Quentin Tarantino was a solid director with a very unapologetic foot fetish. Same with Hideo Kojima, apparently. At the end of the day, if you like feet, to each their own. It's not the weirdest thing in the world. It's not the weirdest thing in the world, you know? You can look it up. Apparently, like, I think, and this is anecdotal, but I think, what is it, like 50 or so percent of the population has that kind of fetish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a 50-50 split. Some people it's their thing. Some people it's just like, ill. No. But Hideo Kojima and Quentin Tarantino have pretty much become like the foot fetish director guys. One who's in Hollywood, one who didn't quite make it in Hollywood, but still aspires to be in Hollywood. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I can't think of a single. Yeah, I can't think of a single Quentin Tarantino movie where he hasn't had a single shot or scene with a girl or a woman with her grippers out. I can't think of a single one. Yeah, that's really his thing. And I was talking to someone the other day about that, and it was a movie of his that I didn't see, and I think he was sucking someone's toe. Oh, no, it was From Dusk Till Dawn. I remember now. It was him and George Clooney in the strip club with the vampires. And when I think it was Salma Hayek, she came out and was doing her dance routine, and she had the scene where she was drizzling the alcohol down her leg into Quentin Tarantino's mouth. Boy, was that man in heaven in that scene. And I don't even think. Wait, matter of fact, let me think. Did Quentin Tarantino direct From Dusk Till Dawn, or was that a movie that he was actually in that he didn't direct for a change? From Dusk. Who directed that movie? Okay. Quentin Tarantino was in it. It was directed by Robert Rodriguez. But written by Quentin Tarantino. Fuck me. Okay, so Robert Rodriguez directed it, but Quentin Tarantino wrote it. And we all know the scene that he wrote. I want to have a scene where I suck alcohol whiskey from Salma Hayek's toes while she's doing her dance routine as a stripper. And that scene will be just for me. Is that Josh's favorite scene?
Go, okay?
Josh don't like feet. But then again, he probably do. As far as I know. Oh, well, one thing I will say about this man is that don't let him see your grippers, because he'll have something to say about it. He will have something to say about it. He'd be like, yo, like bro got the grippers out. That's crazy. Yo, shawty got the grippers out. Hey, yo, that's wild, yo. Why your pinky toe do that? Why your pinky toe pointed in that direction, bro? That's insane. Bro, this dude will victimize you if he even gets a hint of your feet being out. Unapologetically so. He's being mysteriously quiet right now for some reason. He's being oddly quiet. Why are you being so quiet, bro? He hasn't seen you've seen my feet more than he has. He hasn't seen my shit at all. That's only because I be in the kitchen cooking, and you just happen to miraculously capture a glimpse of when my feet happen to be out for some reason, and you've done that to me like 3 different times. So I don't know, Sin, is there something that you want to tell me? Is there something that you want to tell me? I'm saying it like that because you brought it up on like 3 different occasions. So is there something that you want to tell me? Is there something that I should know? Maybe. because I will say one thing that kind of became a mild meme. Your favorite frontman of our favorite band likes to perform with his grippers out sometimes, aka the Veets, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I know about that meme. Your boy Vessel don't like to wear his ninja tabbies all the time when he's on stage singing. You know what I'm saying? And you're not the only woman to point that out either. But to be fair, he's not the only performer that performs on stage with his grippers out. There's an actual reason why they do that too. It's a psychological thing as well. It makes you more comfortable on stage, you know. It's more for comfort than it is for style. It's because the psychological thing is
Okay.
it's like having your shoes off in someone else's house or even your own house. It just makes you feel more comfortable and at home on stage. It's good for stage fright and stage anxiety. So that makes sense. Yeah. I don't like socks either. If you wear socks to bed, you're a psychopath. I'm sorry. If you wear socks to bed, you eat people. Exactly. No trial, no lawyer, just nah. Oh, now he's chiming in. There he is. Whoa, that go. You're fast, bro. Why did you open me like that, my guy? Stop that. Yeah, that's what she was talking about earlier.
I'm here.
Honestly, can't nobody have their bare feet around either of you two, because it's like your radar goes off to look down to see if someone got their feet out. And Josh Sin has done that shit to me on like 2 or 3 different occasions. Like, yo, like Shay's got his toes out. I'm like, why are you looking at my shit, bro? Mind your business.
Not you.
Ow. All right, dude. I don't believe you. I feel inclined to believe you both, but I don't. I just don't for some reason. I don't believe either of you. Goodbye. You had your camera pointed directly down your feet. You saw what I do to the last person to show their feet on camera. This man's about to make me phone a friend. Yo, nah, because y'all both violate. But well, Josh is exceptionally worse than you when it comes to that. No, because you violated that one girl. I forget her name. Nancy, I think. You fucking violated her, bro. When she had her shit out. I was hollering. You spared no expense. That shit was hilarious, bro. sparing nobody no expense. Both of y'all do that shit. Unapologetically so. Oh man. You two are about to be in the category of can't take y'all anywhere for any reason. But, you know, I have some stories for y'all. I have some interesting stories for y'all back when I was selling shoes and for Macy's and the women's shoe. I was a women's shoe salesman for about 2.5 years. From the time I was 18 to about the time I just turned 20. That was a very interesting career.
I'm here.
Boy, I have seen some shit in those 2 years. If it wasn't any further indication that a lot of women will buy shoes that do not fit them. They will buy heels that they cannot walk in. I'll be like, yo, straight up, if you can't walk in heels, you got to get the practice in. But for now, you might want to just stick to some flats. Pumps, wedges, yeah. I know a thing or two about women's shoes to a certain extent. And I've seen some shit. I've seen women's toes that look like they're throwing up gang signs, bro. I kid you not. I've seen bunions of women that look like their feet are doing like shit like this, like throwing up West Side. Like I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit. And truth be told, right? So I'll play devil's advocate here. Sometimes bunions are hereditary and there's nothing you can do about it. You could wear shoes that fit you, but if you are genetically predisposed to having bunions, it doesn't matter if you wear shoes that fit versus ones that don't. Wearing shoes that don't fit makes it worse. I didn't realize this until many years ago that bunions can be hereditary. They can be. I learned that recently. I'm reading the chat right now. Hold on. Let me get caught up with what I'm reading here. Hold on a second, because this is funny. I would not be able to shut my mouth long enough to work at a job like that. Man, I'm trying to eat my pico de gallo and y'all talking about feet. That's crazy. I'm trying to eat my... I'm not sorry. And we're probably going to end up highlighting this conversation later on down the road, so be ready for that. It's going to happen. Oh, I was too slow on taking that shot. You leered at me. There we go. There we go. Why did you say that, yo? My nuggets taste like bunions now? How did you... Nah, hold on. Hold on. Let's pause for the cause. Let's talk about that for a second. What do you mean by that, bro? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, bro? My nuggets taste like bunions now. What do you mean by that? I'll wait. What do you mean by that, bro? No, you're saying some diabolical shit in the chat right now. They shaved that shit down and put it on your pasta like it's Parmesan. No, someone stop this man. What are you saying right now? That's crazy that you're saying this.
We're connected.
Or hear me out. Let's not go in depth about that. I'll show you my foot cheese grater right now if you want. I'll put it right on cam and freak y'all out. I'm not going to show you what's in it though, but I do have a pet egg that I use for sure to maintain. Matter of fact, I remember where I put it. It's around here somewhere. It's around here somewhere.
Mayu, you're warm.
Hello. Ow. Where did you go? These guys are hitting pretty damn hard. There we go. Easy money.
I'm here.
They put on the heels and show them how it's done. Slay King. Motherfucker, what are you talking about? You see how he come here and just start yapping about shit? All that thin air from living in the Pocono Mountains for too long got to your brain. What are you talking about? Put on the heels. I've seen women try to walk in heels. Maybe, yeah, probably more than a few minutes behind. He's definitely lagging a little bit for sure. All right, where's the storehouse that I'm supposed to be going to? Kiryu House, Tachibana House. Inakami Village, alleyway. Oh, the storehouse is literally right there.
You're warm.
I feel like I need to get a drink soon. There we go.
I'm here.
It's open. All right, hold on. You're too close to me. Let's move you over here. Thank you. And then you find out that that kid was dead the entire time. He was dead the whole time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mayu.
All right. Don't look at Discord as you proceed to send me something on Discord. So you're just gonna be on demon time tonight? Do I even want to? What the fuck? Spittoon Bunyan Blend. I mean, that's not the worst thing that I've seen, but I don't like the idea behind it. That's disgusting.
Here, you're warm.
You know what's funny? I was gonna spare you until you said something. I was gonna spare you until you said something. Okay. Yeah, make her suffer a little bit. Make her suffer a little bit. Chill out, shorty. Wait, are you going for this? Are you going for my sister, bro? What is you? Oh yeah, she is. Or she was. Come on. I missed. Get out of here. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just the idea of what they have in that box that would allude to it even being something like that, which is the disturbing part. I figured that was going to happen. There we go. All right, so the aggression on these ghosts is definitely ramping up as we get later into the game on this difficulty. Sure. Yeah, I know that hurt, bro.
You're warm, am I you?
playing this on battle mode difficulty, so everything seems like it's a bit more aggressive. Actually, not seems like, everything is a bit more aggressive. Do I have enough for another transcendent? I do. Is it true? God, that's loud. Okay. Yeah, I can just keep making this thing stronger. That's the crazy part. And I gotta work on these. Start working on these. This game definitely rewards replayability. Because this camera's not even fully maxed out, but this is what really enhances the majority of what your damage will be. Everything else is kind of supplementary at this point. So now, do these. And days effect, range, slow effect, reload speed, upgrade charge shot, and max attack. Yeah, that'll work. You cannot carry any more items. Right now, I'm holding the maximum capacity for all the film that I got. Oh shit! See, this is battle mode. You see how she just kind of came out of nowhere like that, just out of the blue. It's like you're running, like you definitely run into a lot more random encounters with spirits in this game, well, at least on this difficulty. I think this is the true Fatal Frame experience, because
I'm here.
like these ghosts are now like kind of procedurally spawning. I don't even want to know what it's like on nightmare difficulty. That's probably gonna be insane. But I gotta get to collect family crests. Osaka, Kiryu, and Tsuchihara.
I'm here. Don't let go, okay? Here. We used to play hide and seek.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, the more ghosts that I encounter, that I fight, the more points I can put into upgrading. I want to upgrade this camera all the way, and I'm already doing like a shit ton of damage. All right, this says the door is stuck. Let's just type 90 film, type 20, type 90, 61, 14, and type 7. All right, you can back away at the last minute too to make sure you don't get grabbed. Okay. Okay.
Mayu. You're warm.
do have an obligation to play this game on the hardest difficulty on my next go around, because there's more Type 14 film in here. Oh, as another recap of an update that I was going to give you guys, I only have to work one more day tomorrow, and then from Wednesday all the way through to this coming Sunday, I will have off work. And I'll be playing Crimson Desert. I'm getting it out of the gate. Absolutely. I played a lot of Black Desert. I've got like over 4,000 hours in Black Desert. I played the shit out of that game. So I already knew that I was going to get Crimson Desert right out of the gate. That was already going to be a definite buy for me, without even a question. Without even a question. I'm getting it, even if it's going to have de novo DRM, because you're not going to be able to avoid it unless you, you know, can get a cracked version of a game or pirate it, you know. But if I think a game is going to be good enough, I will put in, you know, I will financially support it, because like I understand. I understand the necessary evil of DRM, unfortunately, because people aren't always going to be honest and trustworthy. So this is what companies have to do, unfortunately. You know? And pirating PC games back in the day was very easy to do. I can kind of talk about it now, but like I used to give away pirated copies of Jedi Academy many years ago, back when I was in high school. Because there's no CD key, there was no online authentication, you know, all that stuff. But I'm getting that joint out of the gate. You're free now.
Here. You're warm.
I have been waiting too long. Crimson Desert. Getting that this year. Phantom Blade Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy, Endless Ragnarok, all that stuff. Where the hell did he go? Oh, he teleported backwards, bro? There you are. Easy. But yeah, I think I was talking to I don't know if Levi's still in here, but I was talking to him earlier where I thought it was kind of funny and interesting how people have like this selective outrage for DRM because Denuvo is always the talk of the town of the worst DRM implementation ever used in the gaming industry. But the crazy part is the fact that despite that, everyone and their mom bought Resident Evil Requiem, right? Everyone and their mom bought that game. That game uses Denuvo DRM. But nobody said a peep. Nobody said anything. Conveniently, no one said anything, right? But then at the same time, Crimson Desert was getting praised for its visual fidelity and everything else. Why does it look like there's an item in there and I can't grab it? Maybe I gotta grab it from the other side. Yeah, probably. But Resident Evil 9 has Denuvo DRM in it. Nobody says a word. Nobody says a word or has an issue. Because the game is still somehow performing pretty well on most people's systems, right? But Crimson Desert getting praised for its tech, its rendering, you know, all that good stuff. You know, water effects, the fact that it's been touted to run pretty well, even on low to mid-range hardware with some nuances. You know, it's getting touted for the fact that it seems like it's pretty well optimized. But the moment that it's mentioned that they are also using anti-piracy Denuvo anti-tamper, now it's an issue. But remember, Resident Evil 9 came out a little over a week ago. Actually, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been over 2 weeks now. And you can go on the Steam page and says uses Denuvo anti-tamper, DRM, anti-piracy software. But nobody's batting an eye at that for some reason. And every Resident Evil title up until now has used the same DRM up until this point. But I guess it's okay because Resident Evil is a established franchise.
I'm here.
I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds even has it. Now, I'll even say this. They just did another performance optimization update to Wilds. And it does run quite a bit better, excuse me, than it did before. But as far as I know, Wilds still has Denuvo DRM in it. Now, I know for a fact that that game is going to run even better when they pull the DRM code off that game, because we have tangible proof that DRM does hamper game performance. It does. Yeah, if you get it, let me know. I have it installed right now. Get off me. Yeah, I figured you were going to aggravate. Why all up in my grill, shawty? Ease up off me. This chick's pretty tricky. I'll probably snag it when it goes on sale. Well, also, not to mention, you still have a pretty solid backlog that you have to get through of games that you have yet to play as well. You both do. Start clearing out some of that backlog. Yeah, you got time for that one, because that expansion doesn't hit until June this year. Where you at, kid? There you are. You haven't finished Dispatch yet? Yo. Dispatch, that's mandatory that you have to finish that. That game was top notch. That game was top notch. I still want to go through and play some different scenarios out. All right, so don't shoot the messenger on this, but I tried my hardest to get into Hollow Knight. I really did. Hollow Knight just didn't really resonate with me as far as something that I would be interested in, but I get why it's popular. Hollow Knight didn't really stick the landing for me personally. But I think I definitely might try Hades though. I think I might try Hades for sure. Like Hades 1 and 2 looked interesting, and they both got phenomenal reviews. Same thing with Slay the Spire. Same thing with Slay the Spire. Like Slay the Spire is like a card-based roguelike turn-based RPG from what I've seen from it, and Slay the Spire 2 has been getting like amazing reviews across the board. Yeah, I've been seeing you play a healthy amount of Slay the Spire. These kids are gonna be alright, so these kids are just gonna be annoying, bro. Jesus. Yo, these are some sturdy ass kids, man.
Are you okay?
It was nice out today, that's for sure. Alright, let's reposition and gain some health because I want to try to get in a better vantage point where I'm standing right now. Well, you also kind of live. You could pretty much walk to Canada from where you live at this point. Get out of here. I'm getting sick of these kids, man. Oh, now you're aggravated? Shut your goofy ass up. Oh yeah, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, tuning in, chatting. It's been a blast. Definitely do this again later tomorrow when I get off of work. Get some other things out of the way for sure. And Wednesday, I'll be doing some pre-stream prep for the day before Thursday when the game drops for Crimson Desert. So that's going to be a fun week. The rest of this week after Thursday onward is going to be Crimson Desert. So I will definitely be streaming that. And then I don't think there's anything else going on game release wise that I'm looking forward to for the rest of the month. So I'll just be able to do all that until Pragmata drops. And we still need a release date for Onimusha. The game comes out this year, and we still don't have a release date for Onimusha yet. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? Alright, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is spend points on the final charm bag. And the rest will just go towards Transcendence beads. And I still gotta buy all these. and I may take the time to actually try to go live a bit earlier in the evening, but I like to have my post work nap to reset my brain and recalibrate. It's almost become like a mandatory necessity for me at this point. Osaka House and Kiryu House. All right, let's pick our poison here. We'll do the Osaka House first and the Kiryu House last. Oh, okay. Also, Leave, I don't know if you're still in here, but since I'll have off for the remainder of this week after later today, after Tuesday, we can put our heads together and figure out what we want to clip and edit from some of the past lives that I've done at this point. So it's up to you. I can start statching some of my past live recordings, or if you want to do your hand at some clipping and editing and for shorts, that is entirely up to you, because I can do either or, whatever you want to do. So you have full access to the channel, so whatever you want to clip and edit and upload and push shorts out for, you have the ability to do so, and I can do the same thing. So whatever you decide to do, whatever you want to do. Actually, you're good at like adding subtitles, custom subtitles to shorts, which I still don't know how to do that yet. I can clip and get the shorts down to where, you know, I can get the aspect ratio and all that stuff down. I just don't have the knowledge to add subtitles to the shorts, which I'll learn how to do eventually, but everything else I can do for shorts. Matter of fact, let me ask you a question. Are you able to take the shorts that I already uploaded and then re-upload them with subtitles, custom subtitles? Since I've already got them pre-formatted, it's just a matter of adding subtitles to them at this point. Since people like subtitles in videos and shorts.
She was killed by the one she
Okay.
He killed the one he loved.
All right. But in the meantime, I'm still going to try to do what I can. Because the main thing is that I at least know how to edit. On top of that. Okay. Yeah, just let me know, because like I said, you know, I took these few days off this week to start doing more with it on top of you know, Crimson Desert and everything like that. So excuse me, we'll have fun with it. And then with the role that I gave you, you have the ability to update my my hashtags, right? My tags on my videos. for Discovery? Are you able to go through? Because you should have access to edit my tags now, right? Facts. I mean, that can be pushed all the way through into the weekend, so I'll still do what I can during the time that I have off as well. So that works out either way. But like I said, you kept bringing up how hashtags for Discovery and how to you know, stimulate the algorithm is not always a bad idea. Hello. Yeah, if you're able to go through and edit the tags, let me know. You're out of here. Using the research them before posting so the engagement is as authentic as possible. Facts. Excuse me. Yeah, let me know what you're able to find out. I already went through and redid some of them for my Resident Evil 9 videos, but like I said, if you have any ideas for anything else, feel free to make any changes that you want. You're not limited to what you can do with the channel at this point. Yes. So I will say this about the whole multi-stream thing. That was already sitting in the back of my mind, and 9 times out of 10, I may probably end up going back to Twitch because I already have an established channel on there, and I already have I already have my affiliate status, because affiliation I don't think really goes away. I think once you have affiliate, you keep it until you become partnered after a certain point in time. So I may end up going back to Twitch. I mean YouTube is still going to be my discovery tool, but Twitch will be supplementary just for, you know, long-term engagement after a while. So it'll probably be between Twitch and YouTube still. You found a tool that helps with the multi-stream. Something better than OBS, I assume? Because I can multi-stream from OBS, but if you have something better than that, because I have my I have my Twitch and my YouTube connected to my multi-stream through my OBS, and Kick just got support added as well. Question is that do I still want to do Kick though? Because Kick is still relatively new, and you know, I didn't close the door in time. Bro. Bro, legs going for my sister. Let's bring you over here. I don't see Kick being worth it unless you specifically want that to be your main platform. Yeah, I'll just stick to YouTube and Twitch. That just makes the most sense. So I'll just do that. That's fine. YouTube will still be the primary discovery tool because YouTube gives the most flexibility overall. But then the Twitch VODs can be downloaded in higher quality without having to use stature.
Calling you, Mia.
So there's also that to consider. Because I don't know why, I still to this day don't know why YouTube makes you download your videos at 720p format. Like you'll have a whole stream in 1080p, 1440 or 4K, but then if you want to download your live stream VOD, you're forced to download it in 720p for some stupid ass reason. Even if you pay for YouTube Premium, there's no way around that, which I think is kind of weird. That is true. Wait, once you get QHD unlocked, you can download in 1440. That's if I become partnered. That's if I become partnered through Twitch, right? You can't be affiliate. You gotta be full blown partnered with Twitch to unlock that. Yeah, I figured as much. Okay. That's what I figured. Oh, there's prayer beads in here too. I need to start looking at my map more often. Missing all these upgrade opportunities, man. Beads are down here. Okay. We'll get there though. We'll get there though. This place is like a damn maze, man. Okay, the beads are in here. What we got here is failure to communicate. Oh, the stuff I need is in the next room. Okay. We will figure it out. That's always the fun part. There's always the fun in figuring things out. Yep. Enjoy the process, but also trust the process. Because there's no sense in doing it if you don't enjoy it, you know? It only feels like work if you make it work. Where's my... Of course. Whoops. Locking all makes that so much easier. Yep. You know what the main motivating factor is behind even us doing this is I have a lot to look forward to in the next few months towards the end of this year again, because I always have something new that I want to play and try out. And I would just say, despite all the controversy and everything happening and going on with the market as of right now, this is arguably one of the best times to be a gamer, bar none. That too. And that's why I always keep revisiting the fact that I'm kicking myself off of the fact that this was something that I wished that I had started doing sooner. You know? You rely on the fact that you want to try to work a day job that'll, you know, pay you and sustain you for the rest of your life, but at the end of the day, your job is only as sustainable as the economy that still dictates your stability, your employment stability in the first place, you know? Just things like that we have to take into consideration. But I would agree with the fact that people like me were not designed to do that long term. It's just like, it just feels good. It feels good to be able to do your own thing and run things the way that the way that you want to run them, you know? It just comes down to what makes doing things like this difficult is when you don't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, it's going to be harder. Because you're not going to know where to start. You're not going to know the nuances. You're not going to know, like, you know, you're just going to be floundering and just kind of throwing stuff at the wall until it, you know, sticks. You know? But having a plan, or at least an idea of a plan, is better than not having a plan at all. And I think that's where people lose motivation, is lack of a plan and a proper roadmap to even start doing this. And then making investments like this, you know, my camera lighting, my microphone. And when I really think about it, I didn't really spend a whole lot of money on this setup. The most expensive thing that I spent the most money on was my wireless monitor, just so I can moderate and monitor my chat and you know, and have better chat engagement. Outside of that, this mic arm, $30. This shock mount, $20-something. Ring light was like $20-something. The camera, we paid like what, 40-50 bucks for the Brio. You know what I'm saying? The mount for the ring light was like another $20-something. I mean, I didn't really spend a whole lot of money on getting this the way that I wanted it to be. So the bar for entry to even start doing this pretty low. Like, you don't really have to spend hundreds of dollars to have a decent setup. Yeah, get out of here, bro.
This should be everything.
Type 90 film is that shit.
The old tree. We can get out from there.
Yeah. But honestly, getting all these upgrades made this so much easier. And, you know, you want to see a return on your investment of being able to do things like this, you know? And I think one of the main things that stopped me from really doing this consistently is, like, I guess it really came down to the quality. Like, like, this wasn't at the quality level that I thought that I wanted it to be at. So I just never started doing it as consistently as I wanted to. You know, I'm like, damn, is my lighting good? My mic quality, people can barely hear me. You know, my internet, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now it's to the point where everything's already preset. I can just sit down, fire up my monitor, fire up my stream, pick a game to play, and just go, and I don't have to keep calibrating everything all the damn time. Everything is already dialed in and calibrated. You know? And here I am. How many? And the time flies. We're already like, what, close to 3 hours live? And I started my stream later than usual. You know? Should have been doing this shit a long time ago. I should have been doing this, man. Immediately detect the presence of wraiths. Uses willpower damage from wraiths. Ooh, wait, hold on. I don't really take a whole lot of stealth shots, so we'll remove that. Fatal time window. Okay. Yeah, and I'm fully topped out on film. Jeez. All these spiritless documents. Scene of the house, scene of the ritual. Okay. All right, I think it is safe to say that we are relatively on track. Now I want to pick and choose. Parasexual filter. Change. Reload speed, max attack, willpower recovery. Cool. All right. So, what time is it? I'm getting ambushed already. Damn, bro, why you all hype? Did he? Did this mofo just ambush me and leave, man? Alright, that was weird. That was very weird. Okay. But yeah, what was I saying? I want to go until 2 o'clock.
Will you? Don't let go, okay?
And then we may do more of this again tomorrow, just because I've just been addicted to this game. And then we'll probably switch it up and do some Ninja Gaiden. I don't know. The fact that I have so many options, I can't really even complain. I just got to pick what I want to play and put content out for. So we'll see. I'm to the point now where I've had a chance to play the games that I've wanted to play up until this point, Now it's just a matter of, well, pick something and play it and stream it.
I'm here. You're warm.
And I also want to figure out how to get the additional endings in this game too, because there's more than one ending. But I don't know what the requirements are to getting the true ending of this game. Like, I don't know if you have to do all the side stories, or if it's tied to camera upgrades, or I don't know how many secrets you find, stuff like that. Or do you have to finish the game within a certain amount of time? I don't know. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Brother, man. Mistimed the hell out of that. There we go. But once again, man, you know, and everyone else, thanks for stopping in. You know, appreciate the love, the support, all that. You know, if anything, you guys definitely motivate me to continue to keep doing this. For sure.
We're connected.
You know, and I enjoy doing this for you guys. Made it all possible. Head for the old tree.
Don't let go, okay?
Okay. Let's go back the other way. Look at Discord. All right, give me like 2 seconds. Also, I dialed in my mic settings again, a little bit better. Let me know how it sounds, or how I sound. Tons of people memeing DLSS 5. Oh yeah. Oh bro, you missed like, yeesh. It was like a good 2/3 of the conversation that we had about it. So
We're connected.
all right, cool. I dialed in the settings on OBS a bit more with some filters, so I think we are in a, oh Lord of mercy. All right, that encounter's done. All right, so speaking of DLSS 5, right? So after I did some more research, and sad part is when Digital Foundry covered it earlier today, and they were saying a lot of positives. I think that is probably one of the first videos they put out where they were getting effectively ratio, where they were just like, nah, bro, enhancing the lighting quality in games like that does not add visual fidelity to the geometry of the scene. It enhances what's already there, and they showcased that when they did the side by side of DLSS 5 on versus off with Resident Evil 9. And when you look at Grace's face from the game with DLSS 5 on versus off, I'm like, she shouldn't look that drastically different. And that's because they were trying to make it seem like, oh, well, this is what enhanced lighting does in games. It's not adding anything to the geometry. It's pretty much enhancing what's already there and bring out more of the detail. I was like, And then Sin and I got to talking about that, and then you know, she put things into better perspective when I finally verified more of what DLSS 5 was actually doing, to say the least. And I'm like, nah. Yeah. So here is what I would have done. Instead of putting out another DLSS version, how about we go back and enhance what we already have for DLSS, mainly ray tracing? How about we implement something that makes ray tracing less of a performance hit on modern hardware? You know what I'm saying? Like, optimize what you already have. Games already have good enough visual fidelity as it is, in my opinion. You know, and the thing is too, is that photorealism is always going to come at a performance cost, no matter what you do. So in actuality, you're really not going to avoid that. You know? That's the main thing. All right, head for the old tree. We can do that. But you know, when Sin was still here, we were talking about the fact that we came from the era of PC gaming where as long as you had the hardware to run it, you were fine. The better your hardware, the better your experience was going to be with the game that you were playing. No upscaling, nothing like that. Just raw PC horsepower that dictated that, hey, if you had a good monitor, image quality would have been drastically improved. But yeah, it really came down to the better your hardware, the better the experience and visual fidelity. You know, no upscaling, no AI trickery, etc., etc. Well, we can use AI upscaling to improve visual fidelity beyond that of a natively rendered image. And then people forget that high quality monitors are still a thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Frame rates, monitor resolution and aspect ratio, you know, other variables. Like, yeah, I mean, you can crank your settings up all the way in the game if you have the hardware to run it. But the thing is, what's this? This is new. Oh yeah, this is new. Hold on a minute. Let's see this. Was I able to do that before? Yeah, this is different.
Where is my sister?
Oh yeah, this is a play on the ending of when they threw her into the pit. And I guess there's a way that you can stop that from happening now. So is there a way that you can prevent that from happening? But yeah, I would also prefer to have steady frame rate. I think having a steady frame rate will always trump visual fidelity, because no point of having all that, you know, visual eye candy if your game is just going to run like a slideshow. Let's be honest here. But yeah, and then here's the thing too. I even have my reservations about multi-frame, because you have frame generation and multi-frame generation. It's just like PC gaming didn't used to be about having trade-offs. You only had the trade-offs when you didn't have the hardware that quite met the standard to run the game the way that it was intended to run on that hardware. But now it's just like, well, you either sacrifice visual fidelity for more frame rate, or more frame rate for visual fidelity, and other things like that. And it's like PC gaming has turned into a case of, guess what? You don't always get to have your cake and eat it too. And it wasn't always like that. It came down to, you can do it, you can do whatever you want and run it how you want, as long as your hardware was up to standard or above standard to run the game. The better the hardware, the better your experience was going to be. Sadly, it's not really even like that, even with top of the line systems. But yeah, yeah, we're definitely in a bit of a weird spot. Whoops. Where did you go? Oh, you're right there. Oh, he's hitting the hell out of me. Damn. Stop it, bro. All right. There's medicine here. There we go. Get you guys on camera. Hello. Thank you very much. Said it once before and I'll say it again. Jay's 2 cents touching the fact that we need, like, devs just need to develop their games for hardware that is currently on the market, and you can still make relatively good and or great looking games for hardware that's currently out. It's like developing software and games for hardware that has yet to hit the market is dumb, because by the time it's like, why do I have to wait a couple years after your game launches to play the game the way it was intended to be on the hardware that it was actually designed for? That's why Unreal Engine 5 has been such a point of contention for a lot of people. Yeah, get out of here. It's type 0 film and I still can't. Wait, what? There's another enemy nearby. Where is he, though? Is he over there? Oh, I see you, bro. Oh, he jumped through me. There we go. What are you sending me now? Yo, the low tier god one is that's wild, bro. Oh my god. Ghost of, yo. The internet wastes zero time with these memes, man. That's hilarious. Yo, the low tier god one is hilarious. The Ghost of Yote one is just like, wow. That's the version of Atsu everyone else wanted. And the reason why we know this is because look at Stellar Blade. Atsu and Ghost of Yote is apples to oranges to Eve in Stellar Blade. Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Hands down. It's not even a question at that point. Oh, speaking of which, I got to bring this part up. Double standards, right? So this came out recently. Remember how we were talking about not so long ago, rules for thee but not for me? So you have people in the gaming industry who are all like, oh, well, you know, conventionally attractive, yeah, specifically Leon. Yeah, exactly. So it's okay to goon on Leon, right? He's the exception, but let it be a conventionally attractive female character for the guys. Right. Right. You're a creep if it's the reverse. Right? God forbid you find women attractive. Right? Leon has been the heartthrob of the Resident Evil franchise ever since Resident Evil 4. Not even the remake, the OG Resident Evil 4. And now that they're getting called out on it, everybody is mysteriously quiet about this. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
That purifies the underworld?
Yeah, so I get it. It's just like people are hypocrites. That's pretty much the only thing that I can really say about that. People are fickle hypocrites. Down to what's considered to be acceptable for what you find attractive about a character in a game. You know what I'm saying? Intentionally uglifying characters to make a statement. At the end of the day, I say this. If your artistic message in entertainment is meant with the sole purpose of upsetting people or pissing them off, don't be surprised when that ends up being the knee-jerk reaction when you've accomplished what you set out to do and then you're not getting any support for your creation. That's kind of what you asked for. You know? If you make it a point to upset people, don't be surprised when people get upset and they're like, no, we're not going to support this because you did this with the intent of angering me. And now I'm angry. And now you want to get mad at the people that you upset that they're not supporting you. Funny world we live in, right? The collective lack of self-awareness these days is staggering to me. You're going to do something to upset people, and then people get upset about it, and then you get upset at the people that and then you get upset at the people that you pissed off that they're not supporting you, like they are like they have any incentive to do so after you did that. As an artist and as a creator, what did you expect to happen? Granted, you are not entitled to give the people what they want by any means. That is your right as an artist, as a creator. But granted, if you made your message clear that I'm doing this with the sole purpose of upsetting a certain subset of people or a certain audience, you kind of get what you're asking for. I'm upset at you now because you don't support the fact that I tried to piss you off. Like, are we being serious, people? Like, it's simple math and ethics here, and people just we lose the plot every single time, man. It's quite mind-boggling to say the least. Sent you the vid on that. I get the feeling that I know what video this is because I watched a video on this with a girl talking about this, and I saw this video. How did I know that that was the video that you were going to send me, bro? I saw this video yesterday. I watched the whole thing, and she called it out. I saw this exact video in my algorithm. Funny that you end up, our algorithms are too similar. Yeah. I watched the whole thing yesterday, late last night. She was one of the first to really bring this to light, and her video started going viral for it. Yeah. She shed light on a lot of the hypocrisy out there. You know, conventionally attractive characters in games, selective outrage for new IPs that quite frankly, don't do anything differently compared to pre-established franchises. Why are we getting mad that Crimson Desert has de novo DRM in it when all Resident Evil titles that came out, including the most recent one, uses it right now? But nobody says a word about that. Let's get mad at Crimson Desert because it has de novo. Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 9, all use de novo. Resident Evil 4 Remake, same thing. But nobody said anything about that because the game still ran well, even with the DRM in it. And then they ran even better when the DRM was patched out of the games once they hit their sales numbers. Funny how that works, people. Y'all want to sit here and get mad over a new IP that's been using the same DRM of every other game that you've played in the last several years or more. But now, because it's a new IP, it's a problem, right? Most of the games you have some form of anti-piracy software built into it, or some form of anti-cheat built into it if it's an online competitive game. Things that we have seen and have proof of that have hampered game performance. There's proof of this. Why are we not keeping that same energy on every single game that we play? Y'all be like, well, it's got de novo, I'm not buying it. But then most of the shit on your library has it in there anyway, and you still play those games knowing that it's in there. So I don't think it's necessarily the DRM that causes the performance hit that is so much of an issue as the kind of performance hit that it causes, where it's next to noticeable or negligible. That's more of a valid argument. You know what I'm saying? But universally across the board, DRM has proven to cause games to perform worse than their cracked counterparts that are fully DRM free. The videos are out there. The proof is out there. That's been proven already. But we all have our selective conscious bias of, well, I like the game enough, so I'll let it slide. But if it's a new IP, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, even though it could do the same shit to that game. Y'all worry me with the way that y'all brains operate at the end of the day. That's just my take on it. Keep that same energy with all things that you like in your hobby, people. You don't get to pick and choose what does and what does not work for you selectively when it's all the same shit all across the board. But maybe I'm making too much sense. I don't know. Or maybe I'm being unreasonable. Y'all don't know. You tell me. Because either way, y'all are going to buy it. Let's be real. You know, y'all hate watch streamers and content creators y'all don't like and get them attention, and then y'all hate buy games that you claim that you will never play but are still sitting there on your Steam library with hundreds of hours clocked in, and you say the game sucks, but then you spend most of your time playing that shit. Shut up everybody. Just be quiet. Because y'all have valid opinions on stuff until y'all don't. Puzzle solved. You know, all this anti-consumer talk and stuff like that, well, stop buying it and it'll stop happening. Correlation and causation. You buy it, they're going to keep making it because you buy it. Buying 2K every single year, buying Call of Duty every single year, Madden every single year, any franchise. All these games have that shit in it, and y'all still buy it, despite knowing the fact that it's in there.
Is it open now?
We have ourselves to blame for enabling a lot of the bullshit in the market right now.
Here.
And y'all don't care until it becomes a bigger problem for you. That's why most of the time I don't even want to hear it. Because we're all fickle and hypocritical. We don't gotta be perfect, people, but we can definitely do better than what we're doing right now. And most of that just comes down to critical thinking. I don't buy things that I don't support or that I don't like. Do your research. Go to Curry House Shrine with Mayu. All right, so we're at the end of the game again at this point. So we can skip this. All right. And I did say that I was going to stop once we got around the 2 a.m. mark, which is right here, and we're at a save point. So we're going to stop here. Pick this up tomorrow. But yeah, this was good. This was a good casual stream. Everything's dialed in, and I think this is a I can't even talk because my brain is fried right now. But this is a conversation that we can definitely continue to have in the next few months as we have more game titles released, and then we get more news, info, and updates. In the tech industry going on. But this is a good conversation to have because it needs to be had, and I don't think it's talked about nearly as much as it should. We have too much bias out here where we only consider something a problem when it affects things that we specifically like within our space of being hobbyists in what we do here. Gamers, tech guys, whatever, content creators, it's only a problem when it affects things that we like specifically, as opposed to attacking it as a holistic issue, because it affects everyone involved. We spend our money on these things. We invest our time into these things. We have our standards of what we think is quality, whether it be subjective or objective. Either way, it's an all-encompassing thing. We don't get to pick and choose when it affects everybody collectively, And then you have artists in the industry that continue to set the standard that, we'll use Shift Up as an example that made Stellar Blade, right? Stellar Blade came out, PlayStation exclusive, ran great out of the gate on base PS5 using Unreal Engine 4. Then they had the PS5 Pro enhanced version, which ran even better. Then they pretty much opened up the floodgates when they announced the PC port of Stellar Blade, which ran phenomenal. And then all these bozos were like, well, Stellar Blade and a few other games should not be the benchmark to set the expectation of how games are expected to run in the industry on average. I'm like, yes, it can. You're just making excuses because you're a shitty artist, you're a shitty dev, and you're lazy, and you don't want to take the time to refine a quality product to put out there that actually runs well on the market. Plain and simple. You have plenty of devs out there that make quality games and quality products that run great on everybody's hardware, from moderately old to generally new to the newest stuff all across the board, that prove you wrong at the end of the day. Step your game up. Figuratively and literally, step your game up. I get there's nuances to these things, but when people are out there that have already proven that it's possible to do this, step your game up. And people will support you in that. Gotta hold these AAA developers. Oh, absolutely. 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 It's easier to come up with an excuse than it is to come up with a solution, because the excuse is the easy way out. Actually making a solution takes effort and accountability. But, what do we know about that these days? Plenty of games that came out and ran exceptionally well over like the last few months. But like I said, we have to get rid of our bias as well. We're always going to have that as people. We're naturally biased people. I get that. But that being said, we can always continue to do better and to hold each other accountable. What you spend your money on is what you actively enable in the industry that affects everybody, including you. Plain and simple. And I would say the external factor that also affects the fact that we're even doing this and letting it happen to a certain extent is that we continue to enable the behavior that we complain about, because let's be honest, times are tough. Most of us use this hobby as a way to decompress, to kind of get away from life for a little bit, to not think about what's happening in the world, you know? So it's like, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and tolerate what little bit of bullshit comes with my hobby if it means that, hey, at the end of the day, I'm picking between the lesser of two evils. So, you know, is it going the way that I want it to go? As far as me being able to enjoy my hobby the way that I wanted to, not really, but hey, it's a hell of a lot better than the alternative of working a day job you don't like, or having to deal with, you know, people that you don't want to have to deal with on a daily basis at said day job, and everything else, and just, you know, the other responsibilities that just come with being an adult these days, you know? So people will tolerate a little bit of bullshit that comes with the things that they enjoy if it means that it's better than the alternative, which I get it. But that being said, things are getting progressively worse because we continue to enable the behavior, because when you are in a desperate situation to just kind of get your mind off of what's stressing you the hell out on a day-to-day basis, this is what happens as a result. We don't want to be bored. We always want something to entertain us, to occupy our time, as long as we don't got to think of the stress of life. And right now, it is the perfect storm of what's happening right now, where the quality is kind of like in a bit of a state of limbo. Cost goes up, quality goes down, but people don't care, because as long as it gives them something to take their mind off of the stress for a little bit, they'll spend their money on it, even if they know that it's not the best quality that they could have spent their money on. And things aren't getting any cheaper. This hobby is not getting any cheaper to maintain after a while. And little by little, we are getting priced out of this stuff, to the point where we may not even be able to afford, you know, consoles and PC parts and upgrades, and let alone just video games in general. We make up the majority, so we can turn this around. We just got to get our heads out of our asses and get some self-awareness and some accountability, and be like, you know what? We understand that this is a collective issue. Get out of the mindset of, well, it don't affect me as long as it doesn't affect what I like specifically within this space. No, it's affecting everything. So that's all I really wanted to say. But like I said, this is a conversation that we can definitely continue a bit later, ongoing, as the tech industry continues to grow and evolve and change. But we have the ability to do better than what we're doing right now, for sure. And it starts with, number one, what you invest your time and your money into willingly. So that's all I got to say about that. So, with all that being said, everyone, I appreciate y'all tuning in for the evening. But we're going to go ahead and call it here. It's past 2. So we will go ahead and pick this up probably again tomorrow. I might play more of this until I finish my second run, and then we'll just kind of switch it up and figure out something else. Might maybe Grand Blue, maybe Ninja Gaiden. I have a lot of on my Steam library. Actually, I have an idea. I might start doing Monster Hunter content now, since that game is a bit in a better state, and I don't have any of that on the channel yet. So we might start seeing some Monster Hunter on here, some Monster Hunter Wilds. So that gave me an idea. So we'll have a bit of a roadmap. Going forward, with some room for nuance and some changes and things like that. I have a whole Steam library to play around with, so I'm not limited to what I can and can't do at this point. But Monster Hunter has been out long enough that I can start and should start doing some content on that. Because I play tested it recently after the recent patch came out, and it does run a lot better than it did. But that being said, I'm going back to my prior point, is that these games should be working out of the gate and play tested on most of the hardware that is in people's homes and PCs, and then you scale upward, and then you soften the blow that this could be as far as an issue for people as well. But like I said, that's a whole other conversation. Granted, it's going to be on the channel. New content drop for it that I got to get caught up on. And overall, now that it's running better, I really can't complain too much now. It's just sad that it took a while for it to even get to this point. So with that being said, I'm going to take my ass to bed. refresh and reset for tomorrow, and then for the remainder of the week I will be off, so I can take more time to start doing this a bit more. And Crimson Desert will be on Thursday, excuse me, and then we'll just kind of go from there and see where the wind takes us. But for the time being, y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate the love and support, and have a good night. Peace.